All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Biracial Brothers Podcast. I'm your co-host, Chris Davis. Also, be sure to hit us up on Facebook and Instagram. There's also some listener support links down in the description. We'd appreciate it if you go ahead and hit those. Try to level up the podcast. Without further ado, my brother, Lee Davis. What's going on?
It's going good, brother.
All right, man. All right. And one of my favorite people of all time, my dude, Bookie. What's going on, Boo?
What's going on, bro? What it is, what it ain't.
What it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm finna give you 30 minutes of what it's going to be.
Whatever it's going to be, this is what it is.
That's all we got.
So sit down and get ready.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. So this episode, I wanted to kind of delve into motivation.
Okay.
Like, what motivates you to go through your life? What gets you up in the morning? What is it in you that makes you get up? Because 2020, let's face it, has been a motherfucker.
Fuck 2020.
It's been rough, man. 2020 has been rough on a lot of people for a lot of different.
It's like the world's on its menstrual cycle.
Yeah. Just one long bloody mess.
Yeah.
It's just one bloody mess.
Yes.
So
We are the tampons of 2020.
yeah, we're gonna try to dry it up and make it better.
Yeah.
Sucking it up.
Clean it up.
So,
right.
like I said, my question is, what kind of gets you going? What is your internal drive? Right.
You want,
So
like, generic, stereotypical answers, or like,
No, nigga.
ain't nothing
your
about
fucking
you don't
answer,
want to get these people.
dumbass.
Look, don't click off yet. He was just kidding. Jesus
That's why
Christ.
he's over here.
I was stupid.
You just want any answer? Yeah, nigga, the driest, most boringest fucking answer you can give us. That
I
give
got
to
you.
us.
I got you.
Yeah, that's gonna get us a bunch of views.
No. All right. Yes. Well, how do you get motivated? What motivates you?
Yeah.
I mean, outside of my children, my wife, say those are like obvious ones. But like my childhood, I don't want to ever revert back to that. So I'm trying not to every day's work towards to get away from that.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Simple one.
Well, I mean,
No, I feel like that was
that's a perfect answer. I
Yeah.
mean, if that's what motivates you, then yeah. I mean, me myself, what motivates me is my kids. I mean, I just want them to have the best. I want them to be the best versions of themselves when they get to 18, 20, and they go out into the fucking world. I want them to be, you know what I'm saying, sure of themselves. I want them to be confident. I want them to know this world's going to hand you shit, and that's just what it does.
be able to handle it.
Yeah, and
Help
be
them
able
to be able to do for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, because me, myself, man, and just a quick, story or whatever, when I was, after I got divorced or however it really worked out, it was a fog. I don't really, a lot
Once
of
the
alcohol.
drug wore it off.
Yeah, there was a lot of intoxication. Once all that cleared up, and my body was dealing with the effects of it, I found myself in the emergency room fixing to have an aneurysm. Or having an aneurysm, however you want to fucking look at it.
You definitely had one.
I went from waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to I'm at the hospital by 3:34 to I'm going into surgery by 6, and I'm sitting. All I think about is them. I haven't. If I died on this table right now, they're not going to get this. You know what I'm saying? I don't get my opportunity to do and be for them.
Right.
I've always said about last year or so, if I can get just 10 more years out of me, you know what I'm saying, to give to them, then I feel like they'll be all right. They'll be, I give them the most that I got and try to teach them the best I can, and then boom. And that's really all it is for me, man, is just them being motivated. I mean, me motivating them and them motivating me because they've saved my life. I mean, they've saved it more than a little bit. And I just want to show them that I appreciate them. All that I do is for them.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, if you
God
can't
gave
get up,
them, God gave them to me, so I'm trying to give the best of me to them, and then they can have at it.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I feel like if you can't get up and go get it for your kids, then what are you doing?
Like, what else will motivate
What
you?
else would God bless you with?
Yeah,
You know
if you
what I'm
can't
saying?
handle that,
You can't
then,
handle that, then no, you don't deserve no blessings.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any kids, so my motivation has to be a little bit more extra. Like I have to have a little bit more of an internal motivation.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that
You
throughout
have.
my life of like not wanting to be an ain't shit Negro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not wanting to be laid up and worthless. Because, you know, growing up, we always had all the craziness that we've always had, you know what I'm saying? It's very easy to fall into a trap of,
That.
you know, that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine.
You're good enough.
That's
It's
good
just-
enough.
Yeah.
Dude, good enough is not good enough for me.
No.
Like I want to live like we only have, you know, if you're lucky, you know, 60, 70, 80 years on this world, on this planet.
Yeah,
A
and
lot
you
of people
go-
have a lot less.
And you bullshit the first part off ain't really you, and then by the fucking 20 to 30 range, you're still trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
So you really only got 40 years at best to really impact
Live
this
your
world.
life. Yeah. I
Leave
mean,
your mark.
yeah, because if you're, like you said, you got 40 years and then your last 20 years or 10 years, and when you're 80, like, what are you really doing? So
Just
your
existing.
your go years are like 25 to like 65.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing right now that your future self is going to thank you for?
Yeah.
Bruh.
So I really feel like that's kind of what I have in my mind is, you know, it's really easy to kind of, you know, and I take days off, of course, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those crazy people like, always got to
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
always
yeah.
got to have something to do. Like, no,
You gotta
I,
rest.
Always
man.
on 1,000.
I love like sitting down and watching an episode of TV and just relaxing.
Yeah.
But too much of that, and I start getting fidgety. I'm like, I got to do something, you know
I
what I'm saying?
can't just not do anything.
That's why I love doing this podcast with you guys, is that it gives me something productive to do that's like I can see grow. Like I love watching things grow.
Yeah.
Plants, I don't dogs, I don't have any kids, but like I love, you know, it's kind of like a video game. How
You
Like,
start
level
off.
it up.
Yeah.
yeah, how can I level this thing up to make it as good as it can be? It's like building a character on a video game. Like I want all the fucking swords and guns and shit.
All the outfits.
And that's why I think, you know, everybody listen out there, first understand that you are appreciated. No matter what you do,
Yes.
you like, share, watch, however you interact with us, you know, coming up to us and saying stuff, we appreciate you. And I want you to know that
Yeah.
the way I look at it is we're all family at this point. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
y'all
So-
know a lot about us.
yeah. So the way I look at it is, if you hear me or us saying family, we talking about all of y'all just
Yes.
with us, not just the crazy nuts that God gave us, but all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's one thing that, man, I trip on is that people come up to you and they'll talk to you about it, or, you know what I'm saying, they'll ask you questions about it, or talk about the possum in the underwear drawer, and it's like, that's cool shit, man. That is awesome, because you get to learn more about me, because I ain't walking around. I'm not one of those dudes that walk around talking about them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with you, I probably need to do more of expressing myself.
It would make a better podcast.
Well, and I like
There's a
to think
mystique
I
about
just,
this guy.
Yeah, I guess the mysterious one right there.
He don't even talk.
Yeah, but I mean, but when I do speak, it means something. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. This is not 30 minutes of Lee show to where, you know what I'm saying. But when I do say something, it fucking should resonate, and that's the reason why I cuss, and that's the reason because I want you to fucking listen. You know what I'm saying?
Very emphatic.
Yeah. So when I do feel like there's something, and I just wanted to let everybody know that we are family. We
Yes.
are everything you do, whether it's just something as simple as just watching it yourself, liking it, sharing it. However, you
Giving
are appreciated rather. You are a part of us. Like, man, it's just us three Negroes in a fucking room with a fucking lights and camera if nobody listens to it. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the same time, I do this because I want my kids to be able to look back and watch it when, you know what I'm saying, I'm dead and gone. I get hit by a bus tomorrow. They're gonna have something of me to look back. And I think a lot of it is sharing, you know, myself, my stories, what, you know, how did we go from all this bullshit in the beginning to what we are now? You know, a lot of people, they think they know you, but they don't know you. You know, this is you in your own words telling what you think and feel.
And you evolve too.
Yeah.
I mean, You're not going to be the
If
same
I was
person.
still the same shitty, angry ass motherfucker, these two dudes would not be here. You know what I'm saying? My kids wouldn't want to be around. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So that's why I say, everything old is new again. And you know what I'm saying? As you evolve, you're keeping the new parts of you. I mean, the old parts of you that work, and you're evolving the rest of you into shaping something up to where it's like, man, I love that nigga right there, man.
How do you recognize energy vampires? Somebody who's like not really
Somebody
what?
Go ahead.
Somebody who's not really adding too much, and every time you like, have y'all had experience with that, or have you ever been that yourself? Like, have you caught yourself being, or just somebody who's not really good to be around? Somebody that's a drain.
Somebody that's always saying I, me, or my is a selfish motherfucker.
Or like if you're you're telling a story and they one up you. Well,
people that
I did that, but I did it better like this.
Right.
Yeah, that shit right
It's okay
there.
to just be normal.
Man, it's okay for somebody to be better than you at something, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I jumped off a fucking mountain. Or I jumped off the moon, nigga. Okay. Nigga, that don't take away from me jumping off the mountain.
Still jumped off this mountain.
Little ass mountain.
Yeah.
Look at him, baby.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I try to like stay away from people who ain't about shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes me feel uncomfortable because I can't express my fullness in that all that I got going on. Because I feel like I got a lot going on for myself. Yeah. But if every time I'm around you, I feel like you're judging me or you feel some kind of way because I'm doing good in my life.
That's fucking
because you don't have anything that is going on for you. Like, that's a drain on my motivation.
Yeah, like I'm in a good mood. You come around, all of a sudden I'm in a salty mood. Or I'm like,
I can't have you around too much.
No, because you're not going to fuck up my mood all the time. Or, you know what I'm saying, you're talking to somebody and all they do is talk about them. They don't ask you anything about you.
They really
how
don't
are
care.
you feeling today, man? You all right? You good? You know what I'm saying? Like, I go out of my way to try to make people feel good. And when it's not reciprocated back, I can promise you I'm not going to be there very long because I'm not going to stand here for 2 hours and tell you how awesome you are.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Well, see, that's like my wife. She's got a friend. They've been friends forever. And it's like, it's just kind of the way time has evolved them. She just talks about herself. Like, she just calls just to vent about herself, what she's going on. And when Star starts talking about her and all this and that.
Oh, I got to hang up. Click.
Yeah, it's like, oh, man, I could imagine that. Well, I'm going to go. Like, that's how she'll cut the conversation off, and it's like, I don't know why you still
quit calling me.
Yeah, I don't know why you still calling her. Why you
me,
still
man.
talk to her? I don't get that.
I had an experience with somebody. I'm not going to say names. It's whenever me and Brittany started dating. I was really pumped because, like, man, I got this. I met this girl who might be something, right?
She's legit.
And the person, and I noticed it the first time, and I was like, okay, this person is typically a narcissist, so I'm gonna let it ride. And so I was saying it, and then they changed the subject. So I was like, all right. And then y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah. And they just kind of went on and on and on. About themselves. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to give this one more time. I was like, man, look, I met so-and-so. I met Brittany, and like, it's going good. And then they did it again. And honestly, ever since then, it hasn't been the same. Like, you
don't have to worry about me talking to you no more about that.
Yeah, like, it's obvious that you don't care what's going on in my life.
See, I'm just glad you're smart enough to recognize it and like put that
in
person
that
to
moment.
the side.
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
No, they entertain that shit, man. Where they
get all depressed and shit.
Well,
you ain't about shit no way. Yeah. Like, how much do I care about you smoking weed, or how much do I care about you drinking? I don't drink. Yeah. If you're talking about being how much you're hammered, like, I'm literally straight laced. I don't get a buzz anymore. So
at some point, not getting the buzz is the buzz.
It is, dude. You know what I'm saying? I can go on my phone. I can go on my phone here and pull up the sobriety counter, and it's got many digits behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my new game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How awesome can I make my life?
So that's a good little motivation. How high can you get your number? Your days up.
Yeah, dude. When I went, I've been sober from alcohol for 4 years, over 4 years now.
Right.
And
very proud.
One of my main things, I was watching an episode of House of Cards before Kevin Spacey got fucking weird. Or I guess he was always weird, but before he got outed.
Well, we realized he was weird.
He was a dirtbag. But there's an episode where this guy was going to AA, and he was like, fuck the zero. I don't want to go back to zero. Day zero is, I try to stay away from that as much as possible. Day. So and I took that and internalized it. I'm like, dude, fuck the zero. Like, I've already at that point already had like a year or 2 years under my belt.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, how shitty would I feel
Yeah.
if I go backwards and I have to do day 0 all over again?
You damn near at 1,500, and you got to go back to 0.
Dude, like day 0?
Fucking horrible.
After 4+ years of sobriety, now I gotta go back. Like, ugh.
I know what I have built up. I know what I know what I've destroyed with alcohol and with drugs and all that shit. I know what I've tore down. I know how hard I've worked to build this back up, people's trust back up. You know what I'm saying? Where they ain't just assuming that that's what the
worst.
Yeah. So
I see your name on the caller ID.
Yeah,
like,
fuck that. I'm not,
What did this
so
nigga want?
I mean, like I said, I know what I've destroyed. You know what I'm saying, man? You know, I know that I've affected my life, my kids' life, my ex-wife's life, and everybody around me. I see what I've done, and I never want to be that person again. I want to be better.
Yes.
I want to be the best version of me that I can give the world.
He literally has a tattooed on his arm, do better.
Yeah, do better. And the thing is, like, do better, it doesn't make a fuck how good you're doing.
You could
Always do better.
You can always do better.
Ain't nothing on this planet perfect.
No, man, I'm doing great.
Definitely
I
not
bet
me.
you could do. You saying it's great, okay? But I bet you can do better.
There's a quote that I'm gonna butcher, but it's like, make your good better and your better best, and never stop until your better's the best, or something like that.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
that's
though,
perfect.
Yeah, just
damn.
keep going.
Nobody in here is Jesus, so you know what I'm saying. So keep working.
I mean,
and
Buddha was
whittling-
good, but he wasn't no
Keep
Jesus.
whittling on yourself until you get what you want. You know, keep working on you. If you're doing that every day of your life, then every day will mean something because you're more and more and more until eventually you're just like, people just stand in your presence like, man, that's a bad motherfucker there. Yeah.
All right, Chris. Well, Lee said when he got off the hospital bed, he woke up, he was like, no, I got to do better.
Mm-hmm.
What was the moment for you to where it's like, okay, I have to stop. I got to change.
Honestly, there wasn't so much of a moment because I've relapsed a lot. Like, I'm not even going to quantify it with a number. Like, I'd get a couple weeks in, I'd get 3 months in, and I'd fall off the wagon. But for me, what I guess I was just tired of I was tired of the struggle of having to drink. Inside, I didn't want to drink anymore. But I wanted to drink all the time. And it was the flesh and the spirit fighting over and over and
Just
over
that
again.
battle itself will wear you the fuck down.
Dude, and it was so much a crutch of, well, of course I'm not doing as good as I should be. I'm drunk all the time.
Yeah, you can't
Remove that crutch and then see how good life can be. And my life since in that 4 years has just exploded into some crazy.
Well, how horrible is it for you to see somebody, those 4 years? Those 4 years, if you still showing up talking about drinking and nothing else, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, y'all know how I was drunk, dude. I mean, I was fun, but I wasn't really.
You're not your best.
I wasn't my best self, and that's kind of the thing. So to answer your question is, when I decided to quit, it was just a light that went off, or it wasn't a light that went off. That's a lie. I made a decision to quit.
Yeah.
And I made a decision, and me and my buddy Bender and me and my buddy Max and my ex-girlfriend, we went kayaking down the Harpeth River. And I was like, this weekend is going to be my last day. And I even told them that. And Max said something like a few months ago. He was like, yeah, I can't believe you still aren't drinking. Because I remember you were on the river like, this is it. And I was like, yeah. Like I because I had battled so hard. Like so much of myself was the shame of not, you know what I'm saying, of drinking when I don't need to drink.
Failure of it. Like
failure. That's a really good word. That was a word for it. It's a failure of not living up to what I know I needed to be doing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like my ex-wife, she sent me a picture one day about, alcohol ruining your family and all that shit. And she's like, alcohol ruined our family. Yes, Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It took a long time for me to be like, you know what? Yeah, she's right. She's 100% right. It ruined every fucking thing. And the thing is, I didn't even drink. I didn't even like drinking. But I started drinking because I ended up staying at home. So, you know what I'm saying? You're just bored. And then we went with her, you know, around her parents, and I was doing it to kind of mix in with her dad, you know, trying to keep up. But no, man, you sit there and
That
just
starts
lose
snowballing.
yourself. Yeah, you lose yourself. Then every time you turn around, me and her are always arguing or something because that love, you know, saying you just ain't the same motherfucker that you were.
No.
And ever since, you know, I drink till I was fucking dehydrated, man. Be in the hospital getting IVs and shit because you drink so fucking much. No, that you know, I'm sitting in the hospital. My heart's beating out of my chest at 170 beats a minute or something. They're all looking at me like, man, what the fuck are you on?
This
What's
guy's
wrong
about
with
to
you?
fucking
I don't
go.
have a great heart to begin with. Then you're putting all this pressure on it. At some point, it's going to give. Something's going to fucking give, man. So before my shit gives, I'm just going to stop. That's enough, man.
So one time I was, I don't really tell a lot of people this, but it was during my sober, it was during the battle part of it. And I remember laying in my apartment, and it's the only time I've ever thought about killing myself. I was like, because I was sober at the time, and I couldn't imagine in my mind having a good time sober.
Yeah.
So my thought was, why don't I just end it, and I don't have to worry about any of this shit anymore?
Yeah.
And that scared me. I was like, because I'm the life of the party. Like I'm
You're the fun
living.
guy.
I love living. Like
Yeah.
so for
That's why it's
me,
surprising you had that thought.
dude. Yeah, honestly, it scared me enough to, and that was when I was sober. So like I fell off the wagon. Like obviously, like, well, I'd rather be drunk than dead.
Yeah.
But then the drinking just took over because I would drink, no exaggeration, 22 beers 5 days a week for months.
Yeah.
And my stomach lining was just ate up. Like I had alcoholic gastritis, which I had to Google because I was like, what the fuck's going on?
What is that?
It's where you drink so much and you have beer farts, smell like sulfur. You got the worst acid reflux you could ever imagine. And like that was just how my life was. It is what it is. I was taking Pepsid OTC over the counter, like popping those every day because I got it. Like that was the only thing that would work. But it was so much that I had to just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to
You're destroying
quit,
you.
dude. And because I wasn't living my best life, I didn't feel good.
No.
Yeah.
Now, in the moment, I was having fun.
And not only that,
Until it wasn't.
You're depressed. You know what I'm saying? You're depressed because you're not as happy as you want to be, and you can't get drunk, and you can't get, you know what I'm saying, high or whatever the fuck it is. So you're sitting, you're fucking with the chemicals in your brain. So you're going back and forth and vacillating to where it's like, man, I just wanted to fucking stop. And I've done that too, man, to where you thought about, you know what I'm saying, like we're yin and yang. The fact that you say that means a lot, man, that you wanted to kill yourself, because I've thought about it a whole bunch of times. Thank God it ain't never, you know, I never succeeded or no shit like that. And that's not nothing to be proud about. Oh, and this is what I learned.
Raw with you guys.
And this is what's I learned from thinking like that. Is that when you're thinking like that, you're just thinking about your perspective of it. You know what I'm saying? You're just thinking about you. Now, what
Woe
about
is me.
Yeah. What about what do you destroy? How many relationships or people did you just shoot in the ass by shooting yourself? You know what I'm saying? My kids would be fucked up without me. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, damn, man, I can't believe you did
so
that.
much potential.
Yeah, you look at, and there's nothing wrong with getting caught up in those moments of weakness. Just you cannot do that. You
can't
know what I'm
stay
saying?
there.
Find somebody. I've read one of those memes to where you're like, I would rather you come tell me everything that's bothering you than me have to go to your funeral.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
that's a really good point. I feel like you miss out on so much. So one of the things going back to motivation is once I made up my mind to be sober.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the best me. I wanted to see what I could get out of life. That's why I fell into learning about the Buddha and like Buddhism and chakras and like really getting close with God and Jesus and like just learning about esoteric. I wanted to hack life to make up for lost time because I feel like I missed so much life that what if I could, you know what I'm saying? I just poured, it's hard to even describe because I poured so much energy into becoming the best me possible.
Yeah.
I watched videos, I read books, I did everything because I already had experience of the bad.
Yeah, you've seen the worst of
You've seen
yourself.
the worst of you, yeah.
So I had the fucked up childhood. I've had the bad relationships. I've been an alcoholic for 15 years. I've had our granddad died of alcoholism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Daddy's an alcoholic. Ron had his own fucking problems like alcohol, drugs.
Breaking generational curses, man.
Dude, that's what I wanted to do. So I was like, you know what? Fuck that. And this is one of the things that I've stumbled upon and I gave Lee, and you've heard it as well because this is one of the most powerful things you could ever do. Whatever you're doing in that moment, if you're having to go back and forth in a decision, do the emotionally difficult thing.
Yes. Like if you're thinking about, well, this is going to be hard, do it. Then everything from that point is easy.
Yeah.
That's how I quit drinking. I made the emotionally difficult decision not to drink.
And you told me, man, when you told me that when I was with you, man, and that's like, man, it's crazy where you'll get shit from. And that's one of the smartest things I've ever heard, Yeah. You just do the emotionally hard thing and then move on. Because if it eats me up to where I want to tell this person I love them and all this other shit, and you can't do it, but it fucks with you so hard, go and tell that motherfucker you love him.
It's just words.
Yeah, go tell them that you love them, and then if it doesn't come to pass, then you don't have to worry about that no more.
The thing I love about do the emotionally difficult thing is that it works on so many levels.
Yeah.
If you're overweight, do the emotionally difficult thing and exercise.
Yeah.
Do the emotionally difficult thing and don't eat that food that you know you're not supposed to eat.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get better at your job, do the emotionally difficult thing and study about your job.
Yeah. Pay attention.
If you're trying to build a better relationship, do the emotionally difficult thing and be emotionally available.
And think about the other person as well. Don't think of it, man. Well, I don't get this, well, I don't get that. Well, man, quit thinking it about you. Think about it from their perspective.
Yeah, view each other as equals, not one's greater than the other one.
No.
Bookie, what is one of the more, if you can think of one off the top of the head, what's one of the more emotionally difficult decisions that you've made that you think has been most beneficial to you?
Well, personally, just like opening up because I'm stubborn. Like I got it, I could figure it out. I know where I'm right, I know where I'm wrong. I figure it out. But just the fact that allowing myself to be vulnerable enough to open up and letting somebody know how I feel and not being judged by it. Yeah. That has always been my biggest thing is like I open up, I tell somebody something and like they either laugh at me or they burn on
use it against you.
Or they hold it against you. It's like, well, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
put up that wall.
Yeah. So like, but that also falls in lines in like trust people, like talk to who you can trust. And like you ain't trust everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but like, just being able to, just discern the difference between like right and wrong, obviously. But like me, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've always just felt like I got it. Like I still struggle with that today. It's like I feel like I got it. So it's like allowing somebody in or trusting people is like that's been my biggest flaw.
Well, having the idea that you feel so sure about yourself that nobody's opinion can shake you. Yeah. It's like, well, damn, man, I think you're a stupid motherfucker. Well, I know that I'm not a stupid motherfucker, so fuck you. I mean, that's one thing I try to teach my daughter, man, is that because she thinks about what other people think, and I have no problem with that. That means you're open. You know what I'm saying? You're open to the idea, but you can't let somebody else's opinion shape you.
And yeah, I was like, that was my problem. Is like I put so much weight and value into other people's thoughts and opinions of me, and it's was like
people are stupid.
Dude, one of the great definitions I've ever heard of is status. Status is buying things you don't need or you don't want with money you don't have for people you don't like.
Yeah.
God bless.
A lot of people don't matter. Like that's why I'm more than trust me. I love all you guys.
Yeah,
please go ahead and subscribe.
People matter, but the people you
can't let it change. I'm very comfortable being my raw, open self.
Yes.
on this podcast, and a lot of people aren't. But the reason I'm comfortable with that is
you know
because
who you
I
are.
know me. And trust me, I'm 37. This isn't something that I just stumbled upon. This is something I've had to work towards.
Take a shower like, huh? Well,
Yeah, I'm a damn.
So that's Chris.
that's why you learn something about yourself every day. That way you can grow. You know where you are in your walk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where somebody can't just pop out the woods and like, you're stupid, motherfucker.
Well, like, no, I'm not. Like, I know that I can do better, but I'm also not the worst person.
No.
That's one of the great things about AA. That's one of the things I really loved about AA is that during my down and out, there's somebody worse than you. There's somebody, like, yes, I've done many terrible things drunk, but I've never lost my job. And the thing is in AA, there's a lot of yets. So I haven't lost my job yet. I haven't killed anybody yet. I haven't did a number of horrible things yet.
Yeah.
Which is very powerful if you sit and think about it. Like, I might want to get my shit together
That's
because
why
those yets
before
are
I
only
do.
one more night away.
If you think about it from that perspective, now put yourself in those shoes. If you had done that, how do you feel about yourself then? How do you know what I mean? Like, I hadn't killed nobody yet when I was drinking. Well, okay. I mean, hell,
How many times you gonna roll that dice?
You don't want to roll them dice, man, because you don't want to buy it.
Do you got it? No, I got it.
Yeah,
You got it until you don't.
you have it, and it only takes one time for you to do something that you'll regret for the rest of your life. Did I remember watching some video about some dude? He was drinking and driving and like wrecked his car, killed a family, and got trapped in the car, and his whole body got burnt up. Now he's laying in a fucking hospital bed or jail because, or a hospital bed,
Then jail.
handcuffed to the bed because he's going to jail.
Yeah,
Like he just killed a whole family, and his whole skin is like Freddy Krueger.
God bless it.
Like yet, I hadn't done that yet.
And
But
I don't want to.
I don't want to do that. You know what I want?
to
I
get
haven't been to Australia yet. I haven't been to Europe yet. I haven't been to Africa yet. I haven't, you know what I'm saying, done a lot of fun things yet. That's what I've looked
And
forward
that's
to.
where you take take those positives and stick yet on those instead of the negatives.
Yeah, man.
Because you're on a path to something,
Mhm.
one or the other. You're either towards something negative or towards something positive. I want to enjoy the positive of all this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? The world is horrible, and it kick you in the balls every chance.
Every chance.
Every chance.
So don't help the world. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Yeah.
help them to tear you down, man.
Mhm.
Be your best self. And a lot of people that I see and know, they're not working on their best self. That's why we work good, because we all hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
And that I'll tell you if you're fucking up. And I'll tell anybody that comes up to me, you ask for my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion.
Buckle up.
Prepared.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm not going to lie to you. I value relationships and everything to where I'm not going to bullshit you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, fuck it, man. Just go out and drink. I'm not going to tell you that, because I'm going to tell you what's the consequences if you do this or that.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, how many times have you heard, no, man, I never thought about it like that. Well, nigga, you need to think about it like that.
Open your mind, open your world, your worldview into the different possibilities of, and because that's why I think travel is so important. You know, saying everybody's always America's the greatest, America's number one, but have never left the state.
Yeah.
Have never actually engulfed themselves in a different culture. How do you know what America is the best if you've never taken the
Brainwashed.
time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just know propaganda. Like, you don't know that America is the best. America is what you know, and you love it, and that's great.
Yeah,
But-
America is great. It's wonderful. But at the same time, you if you've never lived in another culture, how do you know that lifestyle
If everybody you know looks like you,
and does everything that you do?
if you live in an echo chamber where all your ideas are great and everybody else's idea is a piece of shit and they're fucking commies or they're like if you're on the left, then all those right wingers are fucking nuts and they hate the country. If you're on the right, all those left commies, they want to. No.
That's
like,
not it.
open
life
your
is
mind.
a balance of everything.
Yes.
Open your mind
You know
and
what I'm
like,
saying?
okay, maybe they have a point into what they think, or maybe they have a point of what they think. And if you still disagree with them, then that's fine.
Yeah, that's great.
Then at least you're more well rounded because saying you can have a more educated.
And that's when,
yeah.
And that's why I think teach the children right from wrong, and then let they're going to go out and test those theories, because that's what kids do. But as yourself, you ain't a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? So and that's why I enjoyed seeing Boo grow. I've enjoyed watching you grow. I thank you both for helping me grow. You know what I'm saying? Because all that shit that, I got it. Man, 9 times out of 10, I do got it. But when I don't have it, man, I don't fucking got
pick
it.
up the phone.
It's gone, bro.
But like I said, I've seen what I've destroyed, and I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want that relationship that I can come home to, and that I'm thinking about, that love. You know what I'm saying? That love there. But I have to get back to where that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to kick myself in the ass until we get there. No, I'm just going to keep working on me. Then eventually that will come back. You know what I'm saying? It'll come to me, and then we'll go from there. But I'll be the best version of me that I can be. Once it gets there, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I appreciate the fact that you've got to watch Boo and Star get back together, rekindle their love, and because not everybody does that by any means. You know what I'm saying? So not only is y'all developed and got y'all's love going, but you've actually brought another beautiful life into this world. You know what I'm saying? You got to share the stories with you and Ron staying there with you, and both of y'all have these moments together that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they don't have it.
They don't open themselves up to it.
Yeah, because you put your foot down that it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? How do you know it's not going to happen? You ain't never going to, if you can't try it, then you can't see it, you can't be it. So
that's real.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot to stop. So basically, motivation. Think about it for yourselves. What motivates you to get out of the bed, and then whatever you think it is, do the emotionally difficult thing to go make it happen. Yes. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, and as always, guys, do what?
Be mixed.
All right, bye.